Hey folks, I hope you're all well and staying safe. Now, there have been a lot of new exciting announcements that have been coming out recently, and because of that, you may have missed some of the new VR releases that are about to come out. Well, have no fear, Whackman is here. I will be going through some of the great VR games about to come out. And if you enjoy the video, then please give it a thumbs up and share if you can, as it lets me know to make more of this type of content. Also subscribe to the channel for everything VR related. I also want to give a big thank you to all of my subscribers for your support, as we have finally hit the elusive 1000 mark. I couldn't have done it without your support. Also, remember my special giveaway is still on for 2 of my subscribers, where I will be giving away 2 awesome games. The first is Creed Rise to Glory, and the second one is a secret Oculus Quest game. To enter the giveaway, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, and let me know which game you would like to enter for. Also, if you want to increase your chances of winning, then follow me on Twitch, as I have recently started a Twitch streaming channel, so if you can follow me there, that would be great. The link is in the description below. So, let's get straight into it. Number 1. Frostpoint VR. Now, I'm really excited and a little nervous about this game. Frostpoint VR is an idea that I, for one, have not really seen before, especially in a VR game. This, in essence, is a PvP shooter. However, that's not all it is. In fact, it's actually a PvPvE shooter. What does that mean? Well, even though you're going up against other players in a 10v10 fashion, you're also going up against the AI that seems to be an alien species called the Reclaimers. It actually looks like you're the invaders and the aliens are just trying to protect their land. There are multiple game modes that you will be able to play, as well as being able to use different weapons and equipment such as grenades, turrets, tracking upgrades, and much more. That all sounds fantastic. My only concern with this is that a PvP game in VR usually is not able to attract a large enough audience to stick around. However, because of these extra twists, as well as the quality that the game seems to have, I have high hopes. Frostpoint VR should be coming sometime this year. Number 2. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. Well, EA are diving into the VR market headfirst. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond is set to be an immersive VR experience set in World War II. This is a single-player story game where I'm guessing it will be similar to the story of previous Medal of Honor games, which would be heavily scripted as opposed to an open world. Now, that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Actually, I'm really looking forward to this, as I want to see how this has been implemented in VR. From the trailer, the game looks epic. Above and Beyond is being marketed as a deep single-player campaign that takes you through historic events on land, air, and sea, sabotaging Nazi bases, subverting enemy plans, aiding the French resistance, and much more, which all sounds awesome. Plus, EA, despite their dodgy business practices, usually do make great AAA games. Then they rehash them over and over if they're a success. But regardless of how I feel about EA, I really want this game to do well for the sake of VR, as it will encourage more big developers to get into VR if they see it's profitable. Number 3. Population 1. Now, this is one of the most anticipated games on this list. This is basically the ultimate battle royale game but in VR, which makes it 100 times better. Now, why is it the ultimate battle royale? Well, not only are you able to build things similar to Fortnite, but you're also able to climb everything. And I mean everything. It has been stated that if you can see it, you can climb it, including trees, buildings, your own constructions, and much more. But you know what my favorite feature will be? That's the flying. You have a jetpack attached to your back, allowing you to fly around. Now, I'm not sure how this will work in VR, but it sounds awesome. Kinda reminds me of the game Anthem from the looks of it. There will also be single player missions, which is great in case someone doesn't want to play online all of the time. To be honest, I think this will become one of the top PvP shooters on VR. Now, Population 1 has come out of private beta, so hopefully will be coming out sometime this year, but they don't have an exact date as of yet. If you're enjoying the video so far, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Number 4. Vertigo II, the sequel to the highly acclaimed Vertigo that came out in 2016, where it was so good that they made a remastered version of it. If you haven't checked it out, it's actually really good and will set you up for the second installment. Vertigo 2 is a single-player adventure game with a story. There is also a choice system implemented in the game with branching story endings, depending on key decisions. This is my favorite style of gameplay, even though I always have difficulty choosing which one I should go for and then start doing research on which is the better option while the game is paused. Too bad you can't pause real life. Anyway, the game will have fully voiced characters, have cool boss battles, and if the first game is anything to go by, interesting puzzles to complete. The release date is sometime in 2020. Number 5. Star Wars Squadrons. This is one that a lot of people are the most excited about, as you get to pilot your own starfighter. Star Wars Squadron has a single-player story that is set after the events of Return of the Jedi. Not only that, you also get to compete in 5v5 multiplayer dogfights. Now the game is not exclusive to VR, but can also be played in VR. What this means is that there will be loads of people to play with. Although I'm not sure if the non-VR players will have an advantage though, as if you try to pilot anything in VR, you know how difficult it can be. There is also a progression system where you can climb the ranks, as well as unlocking new weapons, hulls, engines, shields and cosmetic items for your starfighter, giving a reason to continue playing. If you're excited, don't worry, you won't have to wait long, as Star Wars Squadrons releases on the 2nd of October 2020. Number 6. Lon Echo 2. The sequel to arguably one of the best VR games, Lon Echo 2 seems to pick up from where Lon Echo left off. However, the story seems to be getting quite dark from the start. To be honest, the movement in Lon Echo was amazing, so they can only make it better. But it's the story why you will want to play the game. I, for one, am really looking forward to it, especially how the last one ended. If you haven't played the first Lon Echo, I highly recommend you do so. Hopefully Lon Echo 2 will release later this year, as it has been getting delayed. But I'd rather have a game be delayed to make sure it is great when it comes out. Number 7. Lo-Fi. If you were waiting for a Cyberpunk game to release in VR, then your wait is almost over. In Lo-Fi, you are a police officer patrolling the streets or the skies in an open world sandbox game. You have full control of what you want to do, from solving mysteries or fighting crime. The basic story is that there are people and robots who cannot merge with the virtual reality that everyone else lives in. This sounds very similar to the Matrix in Zion. Although you have an escape, they just won't let you in. Kind of like when you're trying to get into a club. The aim is to make money, whichever way you want. This includes doing your job, catching the bad guys, or even taking bribes to let them go. You can even frame someone to try and make a profit. The whole city is your oyster. There are various things you can buy with money, from upgrades to black market purchases. Not only that, looking at the gameplay, it seems like you can go into a lot of stores that are actually fully designed from the inside. It looks fantastic. This game looks like what a Rockstar VR game could be in the future. I wish they had a bigger budget, but even without it, the graphics look incredibly beautiful, and this non-linear open world style of game is something I always love. So I cannot wait for Lo-Fi to come out. The release date is sometime in 2020. However, if you can support the game now, I believe you can get access to the current build right now, and then be given the game when it comes out on whichever platform you like. Links are in the description below. I have a short playthrough of some of the available things that you can try right now just to get a taste. Number 8. Undead Citadel. This game kind of looks like the juiced up baby of Hellblade Arena and Blade and Sorcery. The physics in this game have been added in the right places when it comes to the enemies for pure enjoyment, especially when you're slicing them down or shooting them with your arrows. They have further implemented a revamped physics system which is starting to look similar to Blade and Sorcery. However, in Undead Citadel there will be a story mode with 10 levels currently, and a horde mode where the enemies basically attack in waves. There are explosive dismemberment, blood, gore and bones just shattering if struck hard enough. The graphics look beautiful and the gameplay looks like a lot of fun. But we will need to wait and see if it really is as fun as it looks. The release date was set for Q3 2020, so it's either coming by the end of the month or they're late. Number 9. Lon VR. Now this looks like a normal version of Sirento, where you can actually walk around in an open world. You take the role of Lon, once an S-rank bounty hunter, who left that life to try and help the city. The bad guy in this game is the owner of a massive corporation that has the technology to modify and transfer the mind and consciousness to create a perfect world of cyborgs who have modified minds. Starting to sound familiar. But anyway, Lon is a story-driven single-player campaign with full physics similar to Boneworks, which sounds awesome. I'm really looking forward to this as it looks to be quite polished. It even has the liquid physics that Half-Life Alyx recently came out with. Lon should be coming out later this year, with no exact date as of yet. You must be enjoying the video if you made it this far, so why not subscribe if you haven't already, and give the video a thumbs up. Number 10. Davigo. Now, when I saw the trailer for this for the first time, I was like, whoa, that's an awesome idea, and it will bridge the main drawback to VR. That is, VR isn't really a social platform for other people in your house that don't have a VR headset. So, while playing this game, you will feel like you're in the show Attack on Titans. I've seen a couple of games that have the concept of players in VR playing with players outside of VR, however this was the first time that I had seen this take on it, where there will be a giant who is the VR player and the other players are playing on the PC and will be battling the VR player. The name Davigo stems from the biblical story of David and Goliath. However, the execution of both playstyles looks to have been implemented perfectly, where the VR player is able to grab the smaller players in midair, pick boulders from the ground and hurl it at the other players, or even smack the ground like the Hulk to create a shockwave. You'll probably say Hulk smash while doing it. The aim for the VR player is to knock the other players out of bounds. However, the aim for the PC players is to destroy the head of the VR player. There will be item pickups scattered around, such as rockets and fireballs that non-VR players will be able to pick up and launch at the giant VR player. Not only that, you can have up to 3 PC players versus 1 VR player, but it will truly be a battle, because when any of the players go out of bounds, you lose a point. The graphics look a bit basic, but as they say, gameplay is king. Frankly, I cannot wait for this game to come out, and it's releasing sometime in 2020, again with no exact release date. Number 11. Deadness. Okay, so if you have watched any of my gameplay videos, then you know that I scream like a little girl when playing horror games. Check them out if you don't believe me. So Deadness has decided to take a unique and more terrifying route of horror. While playing the game, you will be confined to a wheelchair. This is actually quite clever, because think about the added fear when you're trying to get away, but you can't run. You have to roll yourself away, if you can that is. And that's because to move, you have to move the wheels on the side with your actual hands. You can't just hold the thumbstick forward. The developers have tried to make the graphics look as realistic as possible, to make you feel more immersed and terrified. From the gameplay footage, the game has terrifying sounds to add to the tension and stress. It also looks like there's some sort of story and you're trying to find out how you got there and how you're supposed to get out. I don't think there is any action, but sometimes you don't need it as it may be more puzzle based. I'm actually looking forward to screaming in this game. Releasing sometime in 2020, again with no exact release date. Number 12. Ven VR Adventure. Okay, from that we have to move on to something light-hearted. Ven VR Adventure is a single-player platformer. It seems to be a similar game to Moss, considering in Ven VR Adventure you are also controlling a cute little companion who actually does all the work. It seems like you can interact with Ven by stroking his head, although they haven't really shown much more interaction, so we'll need to wait and see, but you're supposed to team up and help Ven. So I'm hoping there will be more involvement. The game actually looks similar to Crash Bandicoot, where you're jumping over obstacles, breaking boxes and all the other platformer type stuff. Ven VR Adventure seems to look quite good graphically, so I'm looking forward to it coming out. The release date is sometime in 2020. These developers don't seem to like to give an exact date, do they? Number 13. Phasmophobia. Are you scared of ghosts or supernatural things? Of course you are. But don't worry, you don't have to do it alone this time. What I mean by this is that Phasmophobia is a 4-player online co-op game. You and your friends are Ghostbusters, where you need to gather evidence of paranormal activity. Although for the scaredy cats, there is an option of sitting in the truck looking at the CCTV to help your friends who are actually doing all the real work. But as time goes on, the ghosts will start to get more and more aggressive. Not only that, there is voice recognition, meaning the ghost can hear you talk, and you can interact with the ghost using your voice. I'll be surprised if anyone wants to speak after that. There are 10 different types of ghosts that all have different traits. The best thing about this game that I can see is the eerie atmosphere that is created by the sounds. You're in the dark with just a small flashlight. I'm looking forward to this experience. Might need a spare pair of underwear though. The release date is 18th of September 2020, so not long left now. Number 14. After the Fall. From the creators of one of the great VR games Arizona Sunshine, Vertigo Games are coming out with another co-op zombie shooter. You are able to play it with up to 4 of your friends in a post-apocalyptic LA, or solo if you don't have any friends. There are epic boss battles this time around, where you have to use tactics to try and win. This looks really interesting. Boss battles are missing in a lot of VR games. You can see that the team has improved from the last time, from better graphics, more action, and beautifully scarier looking enemies. Better than the biker chicks in bikinis from the previous game. The developers have said that there will be a crafting system to upgrade and modify your weapons and gear. Not only that, even after you finish the story, you will be able to carry on playing with missions and events scattered out. I'm really excited for After the Fall to come out. It will be a nice change of location from Arizona Sunshine. The release date is sometime in 2020. Number 15. The Walking Dead Onslaught. Well, we have another Walking Dead game, but this time it's a little different. Made by the same developers of Raw Data and Creed Rise to Glory, both of which are great games. You actually get to play the people from the show. Plus, it looks like they got rid of the biggest drawback for me from the Saints and Sinners version, which was the low stamina system, which made you feel like you were an 80-year-old with severe asthma. However, the graphics don't look as good as Saints and Sinners, but the gore seems to have been upscaled to a cartoony level. Blood gushing out. For all the sadists out there, that will be awesome. Yes, I am one of them. This is meant to be an original story, but with characters from the show. I don't believe this will have the choice element that Saints and Sinners had and will be more arcadey, but it still looks like it will be a lot of fun to play. But you don't have to wait long to find out. The Walking Dead Onslaught releases 29th of September 2020. Well, that's all folks. Here are 15 great VR games coming soon. If you enjoyed the video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and share the video with a friend. And let us know in the comments which game you are most looking forward to. Remember, if you would like to enter the giveaway, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let me know which giveaway you would like to enter for. Also, to increase your chances of winning, please follow me on my new Twitch channel. I will really appreciate it. I'm new to streaming but wanted to give it a try to get closer to the community. Well, thanks for watching, have a great day, stay safe, and see you next time.